That return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Being chased out left. It fights him off. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Anunua's got it, complete. And down he'll go at the 25. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
12. Here we go. 21.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. He may try and run for this. And avoids the contact by sliding. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And some room to work. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got an open man, it's a noon one. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and, hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it. You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. This will be play number 7 on the drive, 3rd and a yard. Now Garoppolo. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down. I don't think this will even help. It doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Buying time to his left. And he finds Stills complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Dancing to his left. Touchdown, Texans. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
To throw on 2nd down, Watson. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in jet territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Hunt. And he's got some space here. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Watson off play action. He'll buy some time right. And this is incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. And it's 2nd down.
I know old school coaches used to just cringe when their quarterbacks weren't in the pocket throwing the ball. Whenever they were outside of it, you could just see them losing their mind on the sidelines. Nowadays, a lot of them like that. Defenses often get confused when the quarterback escapes. Coverages go haywire. But in this case, he didn't take advantage of it by getting set and making a nice throw.
Yeah, and with that pressure coming, maybe he should have just gotten rid of it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 3rd down. That's Hunt, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down.
Green the line! Green the line!
They will indeed snap it to Watson. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Faking the give. Now Watson. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Steps away to his left. On the left side, this is Stills. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Here's Hunt, and they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And his kick is good. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he spins through. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Finding some room at midfield. Wide open receiver complete. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. On first down, Garoppolo. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Garoppolo now, first down throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Garoppolo now. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And now he bowls him over. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Jets. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Forced out to his left. And some room to roam now. He finds an opening past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo being chased out left. And he's got room. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Garoppolo on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Sliding out of the pocket. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 81 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score in the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson, 76 yards. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's still barreling through. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Right back to him on first down. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Flush to his right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Richmond. Green the line.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Out to his left. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
11.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And now running right through it. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
To throw is Garoppolo. And incomplete. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. That'll bring up second down.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete. That's Sherman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there at 22. Garoppolo again, rolling to his right. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
21.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now Watson, buying time to his left. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. From the left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it'll be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Watson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Henry Anderson able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Down! Green the line! Green the line!
Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
This is taken at about the 14. Oh, spinning away. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd, eluding the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. 21. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Flushed out right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
65.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Got an open man. It's a noon one. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. In for the score. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Such an art to dot the I, just get the feet in right there against the line before going out of bounds.
Such an incredibly graceful, athletic play, but also a lot of practice goes into it. They work on that to make sure that they learn how to train their feet to get down in bounds.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Watson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Henry Anderson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Green the line! Green the line! Richmond!
Now Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
And they'll run it here. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw, Garoppolo. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Anderson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Now Garoppolo. That's caught right side by Anderson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Garoppolo to throw. Flush to his right. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. And now the Texans want to call another timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. He missed his only attempt earlier. This time he's going for the win. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got